of Education stakeholders sitting in Alego, Usonga, Siaya County has established that drugs, cultism, and radicalization brought by students getting recruited into syndicate groups that have connections with the outside gang networks are major reasons associated with the frequent torching of schools that is witnessed currently. The caucus that brought on board stakeholders from diverse fields, namely education, security, and intelligence, further established that the syndicates have exerted pressure on the learners, forcing them to cause distractions in a number of schools where dormitories have been gutted. According to Game Sub-County Education Director Benjamin Mauko, the syndicate's ideals gratify the unrest and crime that have been witnessed in schools.
These groupings, which have turned to some cultic kind of behavior, they glorify crime, and then they are radicalized. They believe in what they believe and they want to achieve it. Because think of a student who sits down and writes the chronology of how the school will be banned. Starts with the dormitory, goes to the library, then goes to the dormitory again, goes to the school canteen, goes to teachers' quarters, then finally any other structure remaining. And indeed, they execute their plans within the stipulated time. So that means there is some force so strong beyond even discipline, beyond even, beyond the normal things we see.
The county commissioner, Mr. Ole Tialal, however, echoed that other than the drugs and the syndicate groups, there might be inner factors such as competition between the school bosses and their deputies, a matter that often leads to either of the parties inciting the students against the other, leading to distractions.
I'm not going to name them now, but we have some we are focusing on that they want to sabotage the current principles, and therefore they are part and parcel of that of the strikes, just to make sure that the principals look bad, principals look incompetent, principals look like they have failed to manage the schools, so that they are transferred, hoping that they will be upgraded.
Mauko, however, opines that the legislation that forbids principals from directly punishing the learners should be reviewed.
Principals are complaining that they are now powerless in terms of discipline management, because if you want to manage discipline well, negative reinforcement should actually be given out immediately the negative behavior is seen. But in today's legislation, there is lengthy process. If you want a student disciplined, maybe inflicted some pain, you have to go through the court process. And when you do it, when you can a student now, it is treated as assault.
With the number of schools in Siaya County currently falling into the abyss of assaults, we find ourselves at the position where the country currently has 12 schools that have been closed down, with 3 of them suffering the assaults attack. The question is, what is the right dosage of antidote for this malady that has befallen the learners at this particular time? A case at hand is that of Malira Secondary School, where the learners demanded a new bus and issued a 2-day ultimatum for the administration to offer the bus. A case that is closely similar to Luwak Girls that demanded a modern dining hall. Currently, 3 schools have counted losses in millions, as some students have also found themselves at the juvenile remand cells as they wait for the court outcome. Reporting for Citizen TV from Siaya County, I'm Kasim Adinasi.